All right. Hi, everyone. How's my audio? Today, we're going to be reviewing this video by the Apostate Prophet. Asking that this is the title of the video, saying, "Is eating the Quran worse than killing?" And this, I'm not going to say it because YouTube doesn't like me saying it. I don't know. I don't know what they like. I don't know what they want from me. Why are you so mysterious, YouTube gods? Um, I'm gonna like this video. I didn't like it until now, so I can use this as an opportunity to show you how easy it is. Look at this. Look. Boop. Look, it turned from gray to blue. You see how easy that was? Do that with this video as well, okay? And if you want, subscribe to this. Well, no, not if you want. Just subscribe. And this is, if you want, you could join. See, you could join our Posted Profits channel. And if you want to support us financially, you can support this channel as well, okay? How's my audio? Let me see. Okay, yeah, people on Twitch. Marco is saying audio is good. And also, P2020 is reminding everybody to follow us on Twitch. Oh, we have AGA here. We have Shubham here. By the way, guys, if you're watching this not live, hit the notification bell so you can see when we're going live, so you could talk to us. Like, it's not a one-way communication. There's engagement with the audience here, so I can learn from you guys, and you could talk back, and you could tell me why I'm being an idiot, and I'm telling you no why you're being an idiot. And see, it's fun. We get along. Anyways, let's get into the video. Oh, what the hell?
Welcome, this is the Apostate Prophet.
Yes,
There is currently a lot going on because David Wood ate the Quran, or to be precise, he ate a page of the Quran, the most important chapter of the Quran, which Muslims recite every day. And because that happened during a live stream where I and Abdullah Samir were present too, Muslims are currently very outraged about this act. Now, to be honest, I don't think that eating the Quran is the best thing that you could do.
What? Okay, so first of all, as ex-Muslims, you have to understand that the Apostate Prophet is the official prophet of all ex-Muslims. So I can't say that he's wrong on anything, because for us ex-Muslims, that would be like blasphemy. But I have to, like, I don't know, like, is it eating the Quran is not the best thing? Like, I'm starting to question it. Okay. Because why not?
With the Quran, I think that there are better things that you could do. For example,
what? No.
For example, you could urinate on the Quran, which is
okay. See, this is why I love the Prophet. He wants to urinate on the Quran. I approve of this 100%.
Right now.
Nice.
Just kidding.
Oh no! What a tease! Our Prophet teases us. Why? What do you, AJ? What are you referring to? What do you want me to put up?
Doing it. I'm not doing it. It's right here. I have not urinated onto it.
No.
It didn't happen. Look.
Our Prophet is a tease.
Safe. This is the page that David Wood ate. I wouldn't do that.
Why?
Primarily because urinating on a YouTube...
I would do that. I would do that. Guys, do you want to challenge me to do that? The problem is that YouTube wouldn't let me show that. But I would do that. Should I do that? What do you guys think?
Video is probably not allowed. Would I eat
it? Yeah, that's why he's not doing it. Okay. So he doesn't have any moral objection to urinating on the Quran. He's just saying YouTube wouldn't allow that.
Primarily,
yeah, and then we're gonna lose our monetization and everything, so that's gonna be horrible, right? But I would maybe I'll do it on Twitter or something. I don't know.
Into it. It didn't happen. Look, the page is quite safe. This is the page that David Wood ate.
Yeah, guys, I think Twitter is more tolerant on Quran urination. Should I urinate on the Quran on Twitter? No, I don't want to. That's ew, gross. That's gross. I'm not gonna do that. Like, I want to be able to, I'm going to be able to, I don't know. Can I even show that on Twitter? I mean, just the results, not actually the actual process. I don't know what I want to escalate. How do I escalate this? AG is saying, Armin, conversation started before the stream. It's over now. Okay. Thank you. Oh, Coco is saying, don't do it. Okay, why not? Explain why not. Why shouldn't I?
I wouldn't do that. Primarily because urinating on a YouTube video is probably not allowed. Would I?
Yeah, so primarily, okay? So he's saying he doesn't have any moral objection to it. Okay, good. I still believe in our Prophet.
Eat it. I don't know. I don't think I would want to pollute my mouth, to be very honest.
It's not that bad. Pollute your mouth. It's just paper. Come on, do
Anyway,
it.
the point of
Oh, that was that was so good. This is gonna offend so many people, and he knows it. He knows that so many people are gonna watch this, and they're gonna get so triggered just him throwing the Quran in his bag, like
pollute my mouth,
like-
to be very honest. Anyway, the point of this video is that
I like the sound effect. Oh my god, yeah. I'm pretty sure so many people watched that and they saw the entire body just froze, seeing somebody just like did this to the Quran. Okay, that's so. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. Armin, the Navabian monster, saying, "Oh, Armin, you gone too far." I haven't gone far enough yet, guys. I want to escalate. I just don't know what's the next step. Marco is saying, "Do it. Just make sure you have a concealed carry permit before you show your." No, I'm not gonna show it. I'm just gonna like have the Quran, and you can see like something is being, you can see. Never. The AJ is saying dog poop and scoop. No, that's gross. I don't want to do something gross. That's gross. Amoeba is saying I don't think eating or urinating in the Quran is a good idea. Empathy over hatred. Okay, Amoeba, you're entirely missed the point. You have no idea what you're talking about. You should watch the previous videos on this. Okay, empathy. When you're trying to change people's opinion, you talk to them nicely, and you're understanding, and you listen, and you're not aggressive. And when you want to, this is a completely different brand of activism. This is a brand of activism that when people tell you you can't do something and you shouldn't do something, or something is taboo, and then you look at the actions that they're talking about, and you can see that it's not harming anybody, and they're just drawing imaginary red lines around things that you're not supposed to do, then you do those things specifically to show that their lines do not mean I almost swore that those lines do not mean anything to you, okay? And they shouldn't mean it to anybody, and they don't get to draw those lines around you. They get to draw those lines around themselves, but they don't get to draw those lines against around anybody else, right? It's their rules. They could apply. It applies to them. It doesn't apply to me, and they shouldn't demand that it applies to anybody else, right? And also, this is not hatred. It's a goddamn book, okay? Pissing on paper is not hatred. So that's my response to what you're saying. Pour bacon, grease on it. It's been done. I want to escalate. This is not escalation. Bacon is not escalation. You're already in a third world country. They will lynch you. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. Never mind. Whew. Coco saying, Armin, do cooking, baking on it. That would be fun to watch. Okay. Shopper saying the Navabian monster. Oh, no, that's not for me. That's for the other Armin. Last username saying, good point. You should drop it in. You should drop what? The N bomb. Okay, last username. What do you want to do? You want me to lose this channel? Huh? Are you trying to make me like not lose every single platform that we have? You have to be also strategic. You have to cross the red lines, but there are some red lines that is not just arbitrary red lines. They're actually managed to turn those red lines into walls. For example, that, right? So I just want to make sure that their red lines doesn't actually turn into walls. So I'm crossing the red lines so that the red lines that actually doesn't turn something more stronger than just an arbitrary line. Ronald is saying, to make a statement, it would be fun for us atheists, but I doubt any Muslims will be convinced to leaving us. Ronald, why is everybody missing the point? This is not about convincing people out of Islam. This is about not removing barriers to expression. I've explained this like many times. That's a different form of activism. You guys missing the point. Marco's saying, if you do it, just rename it Quran Yellow Pages. Okay. Hey, Marco gets it. Let's continue.
People are currently very outraged about the fact that somebody ate the Quran. And there is a huge hypocrisy in this. I saw videos made by people showing how a Christian eats the Quran and ex-Muslims laugh. People are outraged about this. And I'm just thinking, give me a break, people. Are you kidding me? People who are outraged about David Wood eating a page of the Quran are the same people who are not outraged or who are even supportive of somebody glorifying and advocating the killing of someone, the harassment, the doxing, or the rape of other people.
Preach.
People are taking out this little excerpt from our live stream where David Wood ate a page of the Quran.
John, do you really think we can't escalate? Do you? My goodness. Do you really think?
Okay, I was told later that he never actually ate the Quran. He spit. I swallowed. That's what she said. But I'm the only. I actually ate the Quran. He just did a taste testing on the Quran. Hold on, let me see. Ethan is saying, why not use an EPG? Books in of themselves have intrinsic value, being written word as demonstrations of human intellect. No, books are valuable for the content that they have. The paper and the value of a book doesn't come from the ink and the paper. No one's access to Quran is actually being limited because of destroying the book. Okay, so there's nothing sacred about the book itself. It's about the content of the book that is important to us, right? And the fact that the content of the Quran is not being censored. Everybody has access to free Quran apps. Everybody could get the Quran on free online. There are more Qurans than the people that are reading it. Okay, this whole idea of not damaging books made sense at a time that we didn't have internet and so much access to information, where the books itself were the main source of storing and information and teaching it. At that point, damaging the book meant the erasing that knowledge and removing people's access to it. Right now, with such easy access to the content of the book, it means nothing. It means nothing it has no negative consequences if you are damaging a Quran that you own yourself, that you paid for it, and if it's your property. If you do this with someone else's Quran that it's not yours, then I agree with you. But this is your property, and you could do whatever the f you want to do to it. You can do you could do anything. And I just had some things that I just want to say, but I can't say because YouTube, right? Let me see what else you guys are saying. Amoeba is saying, but this is still unfair to religious people. They cannot drive us crazy by urinating on God delusion. It's not unfair because they don't have to watch this video. It's so easy. Amoeba, you know how easy it is for people not to watch somebody eating the Quran? It's so easy. It's one of the easiest things to do in the world. Okay, I can't imagine, easier things than not watching a video, right? Oh my God, you guys have so many comments. I'm not going to even be able to finish this video.
That you want to go this route?
But they are doing that very selectively, because what happened right before that is that I had a rant about the fact that Mohammed Hijab is making public tweets in which he makes veiled implications of rape against my wife. And this guy is speaking about my wife. He's speaking of himself and his entire Muslim community on Twitter. He is implying that you tough Muslim men, a woman is here going on her knees, and all the proud Muslim men are going and sexually violating her. This is what is being implied here. This is the imagery here. This is what you stand for. This represents all of you wicked perverts. They're mental slaves to the sexual perversion that the 7th century savage has created, that they left it out in such a violent, hostile way.
Whatever you did, I mean, you've exposed hijab for what he really is.
After he also...
Okay, just to be clear, it's fair. I think it's fair that the Apostate Prophet, our beloved Prophet, is comparing what they condemn compared to what they don't. Oh yeah, Ronald is agreeing with me. Oh, thank you, Ronald. So it's fair to compare what they are condemning to what they're not condemning, to show their hypocrisy and their standards, right? But I'm hoping that people don't think like, well, it was okay to do this to the Quran because they did this. Okay, I hope that's not what people think, because it's okay to eat the Quran, urinate on the Quran, burn the Quran safely, and everything else, even if they did not do this. You could do this. You could do this. You could do this anytime you want, right? You could take a Quran and have sex with it if you want, right? And it could be a response to nothing. It's fine. Nobody's being harmed. No humans or animals have been harmed in the process of, maybe trees though, in the process of, having a sexual relationship with a Quran. It's fine.
implications about capturing and raping Islamophobic women or
Okay, he's just saying raping, so I guess it's in the video now, so I might as well just say it.
anti-Muslim women. Right before David Wood suddenly ate the Quran, I had a very big rant about how people are such hypocrites that Mohammed Hijab can seriously go here and talk about the brave Muslim soldiers on Twitter collectively raping a woman for disrespecting Islam, and how none of his dear Muslim apologist friends and followers condemn him for that and distance themselves from him. How they
You know, it's actually very interesting because Mohammed Hijab is trying to make a point, but he doesn't understand how everything he's doing is actually doing is a perfect example for why he is wrong. Because he's saying oh, go have sex with each other, go have sex with your, I don't know, mother, and we should like come and rape your wives and all of that. And his whole philosophy is that if we object, that means like, how do you object? You guys don't believe in objective morality, so you don't have any reason to say that any of this is wrong, right? And he thinks he's being so clever by doing that, which is insane. And the reason why it's insane is because you could have, I mean, Mohammed Hijab is way below having philosophical discussions on what morality is and why you could have really much superior moral standards to religion without any gods. But you don't even have to have those philosophical discussions with him, because all you have to do is look at the results speak for themselves much better than because the philosophical discussions, because whatever your arguments are, you could see, for example, the calm demeanor of the Apostle Prophet and the way he's handling it and the way that he's like responding to them and trying to, at first he was trying to like be subtle about it and try to be friendly about it, and the way they respond and how low of a standard that they have, the things that they say, that the level of arrogance going after people's family. So you could say, you know what, whatever moral standards, whatever model that you're working on, and whatever model that the Apostle Prophet is working on, you could argue till the end of time which model is better, but the results speak for themselves. Like whatever model you're using, if it ends up in your behavior, I think the results show that there is far inferior of a model, of a moral model, to whatever model the Apostle Prophet is using to figure out what behavior is a good behavior. I don't even need to make a philosophical discussion. I could just look at the results.
They're still associating with him. And right after that, we briefly talked about how he quickly made...
Oh, wait. We have a member comment here. Rahul is saying, hi, Armin. Could you please deconstruct Quranic Miracles one by one, because this thing is most of the times used to lure into religion. Well, guys, the Apostle Prophet has done that. I think you guys could look into that. But if you want like talking about God himself, you could get my book, Why There Is No God. And if you can't afford buying this book, which is already very cheap, you could contact us at atheistrepublic.com, and I'll send you a free PDF copy. But when it comes to Quranic Miracles, the Apostle Prophet, he has like a whole bunch of videos on that, and he's done a very good job at it. Like, why should I repeat that? It's already there. Yeah, go check out his channel, Apostle Prophet. Let me see what else. What else? Okay.
A post about David Wood's wife.
And AJ is saying, take all the pages of the Quran and paper machete pinata in the shape of a pig. Okay, AJ, you have like good imagination, but that's too much work. I'm not that. Yeah.
So this is Mohammed Hijab says, Mary Wood, David's wife, a public figure who has her own content. Here she is between two men. So notice, because my wife.
Oh my God, he's just between two men. Oh no. Wow, how scandalous. Jesus Christ. What? A public figure has her own content. Here she is between two men. Oh, what a gotcha. What the fuck? This guy is so... these people are so... My God, you don't even have to... They're so like... You guys like, oh, take them down. Like, they take themselves down. Look at this.
Is in the middle seat. Hijab posts, here she is between two men. Between two men? Oh, you know what that means in Islam. AP. So we have that post with me. We have this post against you, which me and Abdullah, yeah, we didn't catch on. This is all directed to your, yeah, see, look.
Over the last 2 weeks, Mohammed Hijab has consistently harassed people, harassed ex-Muslims and their wives because their ex-Muslim husbands criticize Islam. He implied that disbelievers are like cattle. He said, I believe certain anti-Muslim women would wish they lived in the medieval period, a period where if a war was won by the opposing side, it was conventional that people could be taken as booty. What he's implying here is that
what? Did you guys see this? Holy crap. Oh my god. This is what he wanks to, I think. This is what he imagines, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go into a battle and I'm gonna take these anti-Muslim women and I'm just gonna force myself on them and they're gonna love it. They're gonna be like, oh yes, this is all I ever wanted. I'm your slave, Muhammad Hijab.
booty. What he's implying here is that he thinks anti-Muslim women would actually like to be captured and sexually.
How much would you bet that this is what he thinks about when he's jacking off? He's thinking about anti-Muslim women like submitting to him.
Used by Muslim men like himself. He told me to commit suicide and later justified that, saying what is wrong with wishing death upon people, according to your moral philosophy, which just shows that he has no idea how moral philosophy works.
Right.
He said that we apostates, ex-Muslims, were slaves, and that he and Muslims like him would confront our masters, which are the liberal white man.
Jesus Christ, this guy is like is Muhammad Hijab like a secret ex-Muslim trying to like make a parody of what a Muslim would be like? Like, because this is like, you know, if an anti-Islam advocate would say like, oh, this is what Muslims say, I would be like, okay, chill. You know, most Muslims are not like this. Come on. Like, this is like a straw man. This is like a very cheap way of representing Muslim arguments just to make your job easier. Like, come on, no, like this is like crazy. But like Muhammad Hijab is like, okay, I'm just gonna do like Muhammad Hijab is like a gift to ex-Muslims. It's like it's just making it so much fun and easy for us to go after them. Like, why? Like, please don't stop, Muhammad Hijab. Hijab is watching too much pornographic material. Yep.
Which are the
like liberal white men. I bet you like he wants to also like have sex slaves that are liberal white men. I bet he does. Die in your rage. My God, these people, your slave master.
The liberal white man. He incited targeted harassment against me and my wife by saying, I call upon all of the Muslim Twitter soldiers to work within the full scope of the law to create maximum damage to the cause of Apis and his public figure with a bitch. Apis is supposed to be me and a bitch is supposed to be my wife.
Look at this guy talking about morality and moral philosophy and moral standards of ex-Muslims. Look at the way he talks.
He's talking about people. They are demoralized and on the ropes. Do not let the weak-minded Muslims deter you. Finish them. He's only adding to work within the...
He thinks like he's like he's an army, like he's like a leading Muslim influencer, but Muslim Twitter army at his disposal. It's like my army. Go after them, destroy them, finish them, let them die in their rage. Like that's what God, this guy is so great. Please don't stop, Muhammad Hijab. Please don't stop.
Full scope of the law here in order to get away with this. But you can't say, I encourage you to harass people, but do it legally. Because harassment is not legal. It doesn't matter if you add legally to it or not. The law is not stupid like you. As a result of this, I received a lot of very disgusting and dirty messages and comments, and so did my wife, which are by no means legal. And
Rahul is saying, so they don't treat women and men equally. It's better to be men and have the 4 wives than a woman between 2 men. Oh, I think that's referring to that picture. Okay.
Finally, the point of everything here. When these anti-Muslim attention whore Islamophobes need to get on their knees in intellectual submission before they are whipped by freedom of speech by the Twitter Muslims, and they reluctantly open their mouth in protestation to find that they have been defiled.
My God, look at this. This is like so much innuendo hidden here. Look at this. I think Muhammad Hijab secretly wants to have sex with us. I think Mohammed Hijab really has like a hard-on for ex-Muslims and anti-Islamic activists. Like when these anti-Muslim, anti-Muslim attention whore Islamophobes need to get on their knees in intellectual submission before they are whipped whipped by freedom of speech by the Twitter Muslims, and they reluctantly open their mouth in protestation to find they have been defiled by truth. Like this is genius. This is so great. Like look at this. There's so much sex talk in here without actually mentioning anything about sex. Like on their knees, open their mouth in protestation, whipped by freedom of speech. This is like hidden BDSM stuff right here. Like
by truth.
oh my God,
The
this is too
imagery
good.
that Mohammed Hijab is painting here in relation to my wife and other women who are against Islam is that these Islamophobic women should get on their knees in intellectual submission. Just remove the intellectual here. He's just adding that to make it veiled.
Right.
That they are whipped by the strong Twitter Muslim men and they reluctantly open their mouth
Oh my God.
unwillingly and they are defiled. What Mohammed Hijab is trying to get at here is that these brave Twitter Muslim men are sexually violating these Islamophobic women. So what
Oh my God, Mohammed Hijab has a crush on us.
Mohammed Hijab is talking about here is that his brave Muslim Twitter people will
But he doesn't care about consent though, so that's an issue.
rape the Islamophobic women. That's basically what it is, to be very frank. And as a result of this, David Wood ate the Quran. 0 Muslims were outraged about this. Numerous Muslims were outraged about David Wood eating the Quran.
I make fun of your prophet, but I make fun of your prophet because he's, as far as I can tell, the most horrible person in the history of humanity. I make fun of him because I believe it's a peaceful way of responding to a horrible, horrible person. I don't want people killing and slaughtering over this stuff. But look, Hijab, you're the one who's saying, oh, they're criticizing Muhammad. They're criticizing the prophet. Therefore, we will attack their wives. Dude, you seem to think, well, they did it, therefore I can escalate. And you seem to think that we can't escalate. Are you serious?
And on top of all of this, of course, Ali Dawa just declared
Yes, I want to escalate. Guys, give me some ideas that are YouTube friendly, but it's beyond eating the Quran.
that I deserve to be killed in an ideal world, and people like me deserve to be put to death, and the Muslims should proudly watch. And Mohammed Hijab celebrated that and approved of it, like he did before.
People like you, little weaklings who leave their religion and cause corruption in the land by spreading it, the capital punishment in Islamic law would be applied to you. We have no doubt, and we're proud of that. And we, you know what, we'll be watching. You individual wanting your right to freedom, which is BS, absolutely BS. Yeah.
This guy who
You know what? As much as we disagree with them, I will still, as much as I would do content that is offensive as to these Muslims, and I would do things that they find offensive. When it and as much as they don't respect freedom of speech, but they're using freedom of speech, I'll promise you guys, as much again, and also as much fun it is to offend people like that, but when it comes, if it ever comes to somebody taking their free speech away from them and their right to say all this Islamic nonsense, and even guys, listen to this, okay? Even their right, even these people's right to say why I, as an ex-Muslim, should be killed. If anybody wants to take their right away from them, I will go out and defend all of these Muslims. No matter how vile and how disgusting some of them are, some of them, not all of them, and no matter how nonsensical and how disgusting their values and the ideas and how violent and immoral their ideas are, and no matter how much I agree that it's okay to insult their ideas, and every time they want to demand that it's offensive, therefore we shouldn't say it, I will go escalate. I will try my best to find a way to escalate it, to just show them no, they don't get to do that. As much as all of that is true, if I ever even notice, show me guys if it happens, anybody even tries even slightly to challenge their right to spread all their nonsense, I will be right next to them, defending them, and tell them no, they get to say all of this. They have the right to say it. They have the right to say and advocate why I should be killed. I will defend their right for them to say to the whole world why I should be killed. I will do that. I will do that for them.
Works together with Mohammed Hijab and who is his friend, even makes a video response in which he says he would never disrespect the Bible, for example.
We don't do that. We don't stoop to your level.
But he wants to cancel David Wood for eating the Quran.
Hey, okay, is the Apostle Prophet going to mention that I did eat the Bible? He's talking about eating the Bible as well. I ate the Quran and the Bible. I hope I mentioned
You
this video.
individual wanting your right to freedom, which is BS.
Hold on.
Absolutely BS. Yeah.
This guy who works together with Mohammed Hijab and who is his friend even makes a video response in which he says he would never disrespect the Bible, for example.
We don't do that. We don't stoop to your level.
But he wants to cancel David Wood for eating the Quran. This guy also says that I have apparently lost my humanity when I left Islam because I laughed when David Wood ate the Quran.
Laughing and joking. I don't think Islam is the only thing you guys left behind. I think you left behind your humanity and your common sense as well.
Whereas he didn't do anything in response to Mohammed Hijab making veiled rape threats, harassing people.
He's not gonna mention that I ate the Bible. The Apostle Prophet is not mentioning that. Okay, here she's saying people who make Armin, people who make threats shouldn't have freedom of speech. Nope. Everybody, it does. Okay, guys. I said this many times before. I tweeted this. I said that freedom of speech is not freedom of speech unless it protects the worst kind of speech. Human rights are not human rights unless they protect the worst kinds of humans. Okay? It's not what should be banned is a direct calls to harm for a specific individual, and not because it's against free speech, but because it's being covered under a different crime. Okay, so what the standard should be, here's what I think the standard should be. Okay, if somebody says these group of people should die, we should condemn that. We should call it out as vile and disgusting. We should not ban that. We could ban it from social media and online platforms or anywhere else, but it should not be illegal. The next step that shouldn't be illegal, if somebody says, I think Armin should die. I think it would be great if Armin dies. I think that should be legal. That should be called out. That should be condemned, but it should still be legal. This is the line that for me, if you cross, then it should be illegal. If somebody says, go kill Armin, now if it's that direct and it's a call to action and it's a specific person, that's the line. But if you say it would be great if Armin dies, even though that's really dangerous, and I still think that the consequences of giving authority to a government that gets to make something like that illegal is much, much higher, and I wouldn't want any government to have such an authority. Marco is saying, yes, you're very thorough about eating everything important. At least that's what she said. Oh my God, Marco, cut it out.
People doxing people and approving of the killing of people. Funnily enough, he says that I left my humanity behind when I left Islam, when according to his worldview, I shouldn't even be left alive after leaving Islam. What a fantastic logic. Great humanity you have there.
Yeah,
buddy.
Good point.
And he says that if one of his friends had done something like this,
If I was on a podcast with Ali and Muhammad Hijab, I would immediately call them out on it, and they would do the same to me.
Did you call them out on all the vile things that they said about Abdullah Samir and Apostate Prophet?
Fact.
when funnily enough, he didn't say
No.
anything in response to his dear friend Ali Dawa
He didn't.
calling for my killing, and his dear friend Muhammad Hijab approving of that, and also making veiled rape glorifications.
Yes.
Just like all his other
So see, this is why class in session. This is why we eat the Quran. This is why we eat the Quran. It's to also show that people look at their moral standards. As much as they want to talk about moral standards and why we ex-Muslims or atheists don't have objective moral standards, they're using a model where they're offended by people chewing on paper above rape threats and death threats. We have them, like, this is a demonstration for you people to see. Like, we can talk and tell you what their values are, or we can show you what their values are. And people are like, oh, Armin, eating the Quran is not going to achieve anything. Well, it did. You were wrong. It did. It demonstrated where their priorities are. They're like, oh my God, you guys lost your humanities. How could you eat the Quran? Look at us. We would never eat the Bible. Like, oh my God, we're so offended. Look how disgusting you are. And you're laughing about it. Oh no, well, this is so, look at these people. They have no standards. And yet they say nothing about their friends making rape threats and death threats. It was easy. Like, it would this is what the genius of what David would did. Like, it's genius. You know, people are like, oh, what are you achieving by eating the Quran? We showed you what we had to argue before. We just demonstrated what we were arguing. That religion, well, not David wouldn't say that, but he's wrong. He would say Islam. I would say religion. Religion screws with your priorities. That's why I also ate the Bible, not just the Quran.
Friends. You know what the problem is here? The problem is that you people approve of implications of capturing and raping people, of harassing, doxing, and threatening people, and of putting people to death for their opinions. But you are outraged about somebody eating a page of paper. You don't care at all about human life, whereas you are outraged about paper and tint. This is a simple summary of the entire problem of your community, of all of you, that you care more about paper than you care about human life.
Okay, so Elif is saying hijab is asking Muslim men to harass AP's wife. Does that fall under freedom of speech? No, that passes my red line. That's a direct call to harassment towards a specific individual. That for me crosses the line. That should be illegal. And I hope that Apostle Prophet or Abdullah Samir are successful at doing whatever they intend to do in going after the people who, especially when never mind. No, especially. It's already horrible. Marco saying, wow, €5 super chat. Thank you so much, kind sir. Marco, thank you. Always too generous sometimes, Marco. Marco saying, I make so many jokes that some of them are bound to be bad or at least not very funny. I apologize. No, they're good. Keep them coming. It's just okay. AJ says, super chat. Good on you, Marco. Thank you. Okay. Well, if you make bad jokes and the result is that you apologize with a super chat, then you make as many bad jokes. No. Actually, I'm kidding. You're giving too much, Marco. You're too kind. Stop it.
And human freedom. But I have to be very honest here. This is not only the problem of that community or of Muslims. It's also the problem of the rest of us. We are seriously watching as these Muslim apologists go around harassing, threatening people, doxing people, being an actual threat to people and inciting violence. And then we see how they are outraged and complain because somebody ate a page of a book. A page of a book, by the way, that calls me and every single person who disbelieves in Islam the worst of creatures, the worst of creation, deaf, dumb, and blind, worse than cattle, and deserving of destruction and humiliation and death. The entire problem is that people are seriously upset about eating a piece of paper, whereas they are not upset about all of that. You hypocrites. And Muslims who are not even slightly angered about any of that stuff, but who are then outraged about eating the Quran, really expect the world to believe that they are the good guys and really act like they have no idea why people have such negative thoughts about Islam. Well, guess why? If the rape advocate...
Well, okay, so a slight disagreement. I guess it's fair to say this is why people have a negative view on Islam. But I think why people should have a negative view on Islam should not be based on what Muslims do. I think why people should have a negative on Islam is based on what the Quran and the Hadith says. Because I always say, even if tomorrow like something happens that let's say like we lived in a world that not every single Muslim was the best person you could do. Like you didn't have a single Muslim that was a bad person. Okay, they were all kind, all the best people, not just good people. I mean, on average, they are mostly good people. Okay, just like all other groups of people. But let's say it wasn't like that. Let's say they had zero terrorism, zero wars, zero oppression of women, zero discrimination against gay people, trans people, no waste of time and resources for things that are not productive. None of that. None of that existed. Let's say that we lived in a world. I would still be an anti-Islam activist. You know why? Because in that hypothetical world, if the Quran is still the book that it is in this world, then this is a horrible, vile, barbaric, violent, anti-woman, anti-science, anti-gay, anti-human book that needs to be called out for all its hypocrisy, for all its vile, disgusting values that it teaches. I don't care if nobody is following it. This is still a vile, disgusting book, and it needs to be called out for it, especially if people are trying to stop you from calling that out. Okay, so as Muslims and Islam, they do influence each other, but even if they didn't, I mean, no, one of them only influences the other. It's just one way. But even if it didn't, this is a disgusting book, and it will always be. It will always be. Nothing will change that. No amount of reform. You can't reform bullshit.
Kid thinks that all of this will end just because he wants to move on. I would like to disappoint him because I have something coming in that will be great for him. It's called The End of Muhammad Hijab, which will show his cowardice, his complete lack of logic, his huge ignorance and misunderstanding of things that he claims to be an expert on, his readiness to lie to his own people, his moral inconsistencies, and so on. Thanks for watching.
All right, guys, I want to show you something else. The slight disagreement I have with my friend Abdullah Samir. Okay, so Abdullah Samir tagged me here because I don't know if you guys saw, but one of the videos I called him out. I was joking. I hope he didn't think I was serious, right? I called him out for disapproving for saying he's not going to eat the Quran, and I called him a pussy. But you guys know, like, whenever I do this, like, I'm just, I love these guys, right? Even if I had disagreements with them, it's not because I have anything against them personally. But I'm going to disagree with him again because he tagged me here. And this is what he was pointing out, saying the reason I don't agree with what David Wood did, basically the eating of the Quran, is not because the Quran or its pages are sacred. Because I said, like, look, some ex-Muslims still get like they don't want to touch. You don't want to be like too mean to the Quran because maybe they have some of that sacred feeling that, oh my God, this is the Quran. Maybe we shouldn't. It's just like this. They have this knee-jerk reaction to it. Like, I mean, I had that. Okay, so I suggested that might be a thing, but I was half joking. And he's like, but Abdullah Samir saying, I don't think it's because Quran or its pages are sacred, or that he's sympathetic to Islam. It's because I think it's counterproductive. It leads to constant spiral of tits for tat. It doesn't achieve anything. Well, you are so wrong, Abdullah Samir. You are so wrong. It was extremely productive to show their crappy moral, what they prioritize as what's wrong and what isn't. It demonstrates so effectively on how for these people sacred paper could be so sacred that it's more valuable to them than human lives, right? It was so productive. Like, again, arguing things is never going to be as effective of actually demonstrating something, right? This is why I went to the gay pride parade and I had a sign saying Allah is gay, right? Because I knew what the reaction was going to be. And the reaction demonstrated to many people how homophobic the Muslim community is. You could say that. You could even show people numbers. And a lot of people are not going to buy it. But when you show their reaction to something like that, to a lot of people, you have proven your case. It's very effective. So so it is productive. And another way, it's also productive for people to understand that you are pissing on their red lines. That their red lines doesn't mean anything to you. You pass, because if you don't piss, again, I always tell you, everybody, if you don't piss on arbitrary red lines, these red lines will one day turn into walls. You need to keep pissing on them so that the red lines just remain lines and they don't turn into walls. Okay, so it is very productive. I disagree with Abdullah Samir. Then he continues by saying, those Muslims thinking this is some sign I'm going to convert back to Islam are wrong. I really do not hold Muhammad or Quran to any sort of high moral value. The Quran is really an awful book with terrible teachings. It belongs in the 7th century, not in our modern world. Well, I would argue that it didn't belong in the 7th century either. They were wrong now, and they were always wrong. They were wrong before as well. But yeah, fair point. Point taken. If you behave exactly like your enemies, who is the better person? You can't tell. You are both the same. Okay, what does this mean? I don't understand. Are you suggesting okay, I'm gonna I don't know what he means here, but if he's suggesting eating the Quran, first of all, I don't consider Muslims my enemies, right? Maybe you could say ideological enemies, but I think like ideological enemies, you could be friends with your ideological enemies. Okay? So I don't, just because I'm aggressively fighting with their ideas doesn't mean that they're my enemies, okay? In fact, I like to fight with the ideas of my friends often. So again, I don't consider Muslims to be my enemies. And also, I don't think that if you behave exactly like your enemies, are you suggesting that eating the Quran was the same thing as what Muhammad Hijab did? I'm hoping that that's not what he's saying, because that would be come on, Abdullah. Come on, Abdullah. What do you mean here? Invite me on your channel so we could talk about this, or come on our channel. And then he's saying, to be clear, since people think I'm condemning David Wood, I'm not. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing this. I mean, you kind of did, though. You said it's unproductive and it's basically the same as your enemies. The pages of the Quran are just pages. I don't agree with the strategy, and I wouldn't do it. But hey, it's his stomach. I mean, I know that you think people should be allowed to eat the Quran, but we don't disagree there. But I disagree with you completely, because I think that it was a very effective strategy. You're saying I don't agree with the strategy. It was a perfect. Do we have Harris Sultan in the live chat? Holy crap, we have Harris Sultan in the live chat. Guys, go check out Harris Sultan. How can I stop being a pussy, Armin? Eat the Quran, Harris Sultan. Eat the fucking Quran, you pussy. I call it. Come on, do it. Do it. I mean, well, escalate, actually. It's already been done. Do something more aggressive. Harris Sultan didn't eat the Quran. He said he wouldn't do it because he's scared. He's a pussy. Guys, I'm joking, by the way. You guys, like, somebody like called me out. Like, I was calling Harris Sultan. I was like, oh, he's pathetic. He's a pussy. And somebody like, oh, why are you ex-Muslims fighting? Oh my God, this is not productive. Like, shut the fuck up. We're friends. How could you not know that this is a joke? God damn it, people. Have they complained to the police? I think they have. I hope so. They should. Holy shit, Mr. AP. Wait, Apostate Prophet is also in the chat. I didn't see. Harris Sultan is here. Do we have both Harris Sultan? Right, my God, we have ex-Muslim celebrities in the live chat. Is the Apostate Prophet also here? I'm not seeing it. Oh my God, we got a super chat from our very own Harris Sultan. Guys, make sure you check out Harris Sultan's YouTube channel. He does excellent takedowns on all things Islamic, especially if it's focused on Pakistan, right? I get all my Pakistan analysis of Islam-related stuff. I get that all from Harris Sultan's channel. Make sure, like, it's a very valuable channel. Make sure you subscribe to it. Thank you so much for this $8 Australian. That's very kind. Wow, so this is so sweet. Shopam saying, I already started watching Harris Sultan. Great. Yeah, Shopam is doing India. Yeah, follow Shopam for India-related, Hindu nonsense-related stuff. Rahul is saying, oh, okay, let me just focus on you guys. Focus on the live chat a little bit so I don't miss anything. Rahul is saying, why police have not booked Ali Dava for making such an open threat against a particular section of people? What reason do you think is holding the police back? I actually don't know. I honestly, okay, here's the thing. This is actually two answers to that. I don't think that it's a good standard, like, because Ali Dawah himself didn't say anything, didn't make any direct threats, right? Muhammad Hijab did. But Ali Dawah just said, like, he thinks under a Sharia state, me and Apostle Prophet and Harris Sultan and Abdullah Samir should be killed. Okay, so he didn't make any direct threats. So I think, based on my standards, Ali Dawah should be able to get away with what he said. We should be condemned. He should be called out, but it shouldn't be illegal. However, in the United Kingdom, the standards that we have right now, a lot of people have gotten in a lot of trouble for saying much less than what Ali Dawah said, right? So I don't know why there's a double standard, but I'm not suggesting that he should get in trouble, because I think the best, he should be able to say something like that. But I wonder why other people have gotten in trouble for so much less, right? So me wondering why there's a double standard does not mean that I'm advocating for him getting into trouble for what he said. Do you see how that's not a contradiction? I hope you do, because if you don't, then you're not very smart. Ronald is saying, if he is calling eating the Quran an equivalent to calling out for violence, he definitely missed the point, like me earlier. Oh, well, Ronald, you're so good at admitting mistake. Well, we have the Mrs. Apostate Prophet, the beloved wife of our Prophet, is here as well. Wow. Okay, I believe that Faye, the most gracious YouTuber, has spoken about this, but I don't know which video it is. Yeah, okay. Well, what an honor. What an honor to be blessed with both Harris Sultan and Mrs. Prophet. All right, okay, good. Did I miss anything? Guys, Abdullah Samir, even if I disagree with him, please understand that these are small disagreements. Abdullah Samir also has a really, really good YouTube channel. He's like, if you guys think like me, I'm very aggressive, and you don't like my anti-Islam narrative, and you want something more chill and something more like civil in your opinion, or something that is more like less, emotional, but also with a lot of valuable content. Check out Abdullah Samir's channel. He does a lot of good videos on Islam without my aggression. And if that's your cup of tea, then that's the channel for you. But not just because you don't like aggression. Also, even without that, his content is actually really good. Okay, Harris Sultan saying, I tagged child services of Britain in the tweet where Ali Dawah was saying he'll marry off his 9-year-old daughter to a 50-year-old man. I have to see that context in that. I think, okay. I mean, he doesn't have a child, does he? Intellectual something is saying, why would you encourage anyone to put that filth in their mouth? Those pages aren't fit to wipe swine's asses. Guys, it's just paper. The paper is not more. I mean, come on, guys. Paper is not going to become more filthy based on the content that is on it. It's just It's just ink and paper. That's the whole point. Okay. I think you don't go like the opposite. Like, this is not sacred because of the words written on it. It's also not filth because of the words written on it. It's just paper. Okay. It's just paper. And actually, let me actually make a lot of people. We have a lot of new fans here. Whoa, we got a super chat that I missed by Deborah. Oh my God, sorry, Deborah. Oh no, it just happened right now. Okay, Deborah just got a 14 Canadian dollars super chat. Thank you so much, Deborah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying we got too many new fans recently, so I'm gonna say something that we're gonna lose a whole bunch of them. Okay, are you ready, guys? Are you ready? I'm gonna say something that is gonna disappoint a lot of our new followers. I apologize ahead of time. Right? I like the Quran as a mythology book. I hate the Quran as a book that is used for as a guideline to how to live life. Hate it. Absolutely. One of the most vile, disgusting books if it's used for guidance to life. I love the Quran. If you consider, like, oh my God, look at the mythology, look at this, like, fantasy, look at all these stories, look at, oh my God, where did this verse come from? What's the history of this one? Oh, they copied this from Christianity, but this part is from Judaism. Oh, there's a little bit of a Hellenism. Notice, like, oh, like a little bit of touch of Hellenism is here. Oh my God, they got this from local Arab, local stories. They got this from here. That is fascinating. That is so interesting. Oh my God, what are the jinns? Where is the origin of the jinns? Where did they come from? Where did they got these stories from? Oh, what is the political reason why this part of verse got canonized? Oh my God, this seems like a later addition to the Quran. This one was earlier. Oh, this verse seems to be revised. All of that is fascinating. It's interesting. It's as interesting as other Asian mythology. I love the Quran if you look at it as mythology. Okay, it's fascinating and I love it. Okay, I hate it if you want to look at it like, oh, let's figure out how to live life based on it. Does that make sense? Oh my God, we got another super chat by Harris Sultan. $8 Australian dollars by the great Harris Sultan, saying, how dare you say that? I'm unsubscribing, and can you please refund my super chat? Oh, okay. I'll refund your super chat when I'm on your channel and you're doing a live stream. I'll refund you with a super chat. Marco is saying, well, of course, the Greek mythology is one best books ever, and it wouldn't be if people still believe that dumb shit. Yeah, but this is why I actually like Islamic mythology a lot more than other mythologies, because there's so much on this stuff undiscovered. There's so many things about because of the taboo of actually studying Islam in a scholarly way, because Muslims will lose their minds over it every time you want to try to do that. But because there's so many unsolved puzzles when it comes to Islamic mythology, there's so much to discover. So there's a lot of excitement about what could be discovered next, right? So that's why it's so interesting to me. Okay, and also because I'm familiar with a lot of the stories more than I am with other mythologies. So there's that as well, right? And also, imagine growing up with these stories, and now many years later realizing what their actual origins were and how they were actually, what that real story was, and these scholars all of a sudden telling you things about the stories that you heard all your lives, telling you new things that you never even considered. All of that is exciting, right? This is what I tell Muslims. I like, guys, you have no idea how much fun Islam is if you stop believing in it. Imagine how stressful Quran is if you think that this is a direct word from God that you're supposed to follow and abide by. This is such oh my God, it's horrible. Imagine the things that you have to pay attention to, the constant fear of torture, eternal hellfire, constantly denying your natural urges. It's horrible. It's stressful, right? But it's so much fun if you read it like a storybook with villains and angels and jinns and spells, and and doing detective work and trying to figure out how it was canonized and the political motivations behind every hadith. That's so much fun. So I tell you, Muslims, you think Islam is great? And wait until you stop believing in it. It's so much better. It's so much fun if you don't believe in it. Wow, we got another super chat from Mrs. Prophet, our beloved wife of our great Prophet, saying, Armin, thanks for all your amazing content here. Have you seen the latest live stream with AP on David Wood's channel? 2 days ago, AP ripped up an entire Quran while giving a speech. Check it out. I will check it out. That's amazing. Okay, that's actually horrible. How can we escalate over that, guys? How can we escalate over this? The stakes are getting higher and higher. You need to come up with an idea soon before everybody escalates it to a place that we can't go above, right? But thank you so much for the $10 super chat. That's very kind. Harry Sultan is saying, a French interior minister vows to deport family of Muslim girl 17 who beat her and shaved her head for dating a Christian because they have no reason to be on our soul. What? Holy crap, we need to cover this news. French minister who vows to deport family of Muslim girl who beat her and shaved her head for dating a Christian because they. Well, I mean, if they deport her, the family, is she going to be able to stay? And you just deport the family because she might go to something a lot worse with no protection. I have to see the details of that story. Well, thank you for letting us know, Harris. I might actually cover that story here on our channel. Or maybe Harris Sultan, by the way. Again, guys, check out Harris Sultan's channel. He might be covering this story. If this is interests you, he probably is going to have a video on it soon. So go check out his channel and subscribe to it. Armin, Quran mythology is an incoherent clump of nonsense. No, I mean, all mythology are have contradictions because they kept on evolving and changing. I mean, if it's not your cup of tea, if you don't like the mythology, it's fine. I like it, especially because there's a lot of stuff. It's not just about the mythology as well. It's also about discovering the detective work that goes around finding the actual origins of each part of this book. I like it, okay? This is not something objective. I enjoy it. I enjoy Islamic stories, and I enjoy trying to figure out where they come from. If you don't like that, that's just okay. Well, don't go figure out some other mythology that you enjoy, right? Yeah, Harris Sultan is confirming that he's going to talk about that news story. That's massive. Yeah, guys, go check out Harris Sultan's channel. I'm going to be watching it. Maybe I'll do my own video on it as well. But Harris Sultan, go check out his channel. He's going to be reviewing that story. Chopin is saying that's news. That news of the shaved head is in the news chat already. Is it? Sorry, I missed it. Sorry, guys, I missed it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Again, check it out, guys. Everybody check it out. Okay, good. We already got to 1 hour. Again, thank you to Marco, Mrs. Prophet. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, so I'm just going to refer to her as Mrs. Prophet. And also to Harris Sultan for the kind super chats. Much appreciated. And also thanks to all our members. Look at all these members. Oh, I need to show you guys something. Wait, don't go. Wait. It's going to be quick. Don't go. Yes. First of all, look, we have upcoming live streams you can see on the Atheist Republic's YouTube channel. And if you're watching on Twitch, you can see on the About page on the schedule on our Twitch channel. This one is already happening right now. This one is happening. This live stream is coming soon. This is called Arnold Schwarzenegger Gets Invited to Islam. This is coming in less than 11 hours. And then I have another one in about 23 hours. Wait, let me zoom in so you guys can see. So if you go to our homepage of Atheist Republic YouTube channel, you can see all this. This one is called Muslim Response to Netflix's Cuties. So I'm going to see how the Muslim took this. The trailer of the Netflix movie. You guys know about Cuties, I think. So I'm going to see how the Muslims respond to that. So yeah, check that out. You can see the past live streams, all of them here. And also, you can see that we have a new video for our members only video. So this is the members only content. We have a new video that I uploaded 8 hours ago. So if you're a member of Atheist Republic's YouTube channel, go check it out. If you're a patron, this has already been sent to you on Patreon, so you don't need to be a YouTube member to see this, okay? So that is that. Oh, another thing is, guys, send me more Islam, like on our Discord, Atheist Republic Discord server. Go to this video recommendation channel and link in the description. And I'm looking for more. These are all your. Look, I got this suggestion for our Schwarzenegger. It was P2020 that suggested this, and I took this idea from him on Atheist Republic's Discord server. Okay, I'm looking mostly for short Islam-related stuff right now, either woke-related stuff or Islam-related stuff. Okay, so that's. If you have that, that would be great. Let me see. Oh my God, we got another super chat from Marco. My God, stop it, Marco. Stop it. You're doing too much. Marco saying it's easy to escalate. Name your computer mouse after the Prophet Muhammad and make it do some very sinful things. Okay. Okay. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go before Marco gives us another super chat. Subscribe right now, goddammit. If you're not, half of you are watching these videos without subscribing. What the hell is up with that? Subscribe. And even less of you have hit the notification bell. If you want to join these live streams, subscribing is not going to be enough. You see how engaged this way. You see how engaged we are with the live chat? You see we have fun times. You should watch these live. So make sure you hit the notification bell. So not just the subscribe button, so you can see when we're live, so you could join us and we could talk with each other. I highlight your comments, so it's fun. Do it. Hit it now. Do it. Okay? Okay. Hit the notification bell right now. Bye.